What's going on, people? Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here for another episode of Saeed's Corner. We're here at Pod Lounge. Listen, we had a bit of a hiatus, but we're back to consistency. 2024, we are going to be back. Consistent videos, Saeed's Corner. And I've got a very special guest. He's a good mate of mine. I've known him for the last couple of years now. But I would say he's a GOAT of the Man United fan base. I think for me, he's one of them that if you don't know this person, then I think for me, I actually feel sorry for you because you're missing out on a legend who says it how it is, who went viral, I think about a decade ago. Man United haven't changed since then. We got the one and only Mr. Andy Tate. How are you, mate?
Thank you, mate, and thank you. Thanks for the praise, but I'm just a fan like you and anybody else, mate.
But you're not though, will it? You're the GOAT, man, Andy. Everyone knows.
About the GOAT, mate. Like
I was with this guy, yeah.
Getting a GOAT here, but that's about as far as it goes.
I remember it was in, was it Brighton, semi-final? Was around Wembley, yeah? And I remember just being with you, and every single minute, yeah, this guy was getting stopped. Andy. And these were like normal fans. And then we went to, did we not go to the Newcastle game as well?
It was the Newcastle game.
Yeah, that was the one, Newcastle win.
Newcastle,
yeah.
the
Carabao Cup final.
Yeah.
And this guy was just getting stopped. And yeah, man, listen, Andy, you know what? It's been 10 years, you know, since, or just under 10 years since that.
It will be 10 years this March.
Oh, will it?
It will. 10 years, and where's that gone?
Where's time flying, man? Like, literally, like, we're talking about 10 years of absolute failure since that moment there. David Moyes, you are a fool. Good night.
Yeah.
10 years. It's crazy how time flies. And now we're entering the new decade as well. It's mad. Like, where United have gone, man. But it's also a sad reflection of where the club's been, in it. You know what I mean? Let's be honest, man.
Yeah, I do think the last 10 years, like, we lived what some United fans may never see.
Yeah.
In the last 25 years with Sir Alex Ferguson, and the last 10 years has been an absolute car crash.
Yeah.
So, like you say, if you had a time machine, you had a DeLorean, you go back and just correct that moment when Sir Alex quit and pick another manager. Maybe, like you say, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for David Moyes, you know what I mean? Maybe we would have been on a steadier path.
I know. You know what's crazy? That season, man, you had every right to say that, though. It was a shocking season, though. And it was, it was. A lot of people say, oh, David Moyes is not too bad of a manager now, but it was almost like kind of a choice in Palace, wasn't it? Like, choice and challenge, should I say, in terms of, like, he should never have got that job because he was never fit for that job. And ultimately, he paid the price because Fergie picked him. But it was almost like, well, I'm not really ready, but if you pick me, then I'm here, innit?
I wasn't happy with it when I did the appointment. This was like a month after we won the league.
Oh, you weren't happy?
I wasn't happy with the appointment of David Moyes. I was like, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
And I like I say, as the season started, the games went on, and you're like, wow, we got spanked. I remember we lost to Liverpool, we lost to City in the first 4 games. Fixture computer was very cruel to him.
Yeah.
That. But he's like, he cancelled the French fries. I remember Phil Jones.
Yeah.
In the canteen, he cancelled the chips, so the chips were down.
He told Rio Ferdinand and Vidic to watch Jagielka and them players and model their game on them defenders and whatnot. I was like, when you start saying that to these legends, man, you know, your days are
do you know what? We aspire to be like Man City. That was like, you know what, lad? No. That was the last straw for me. I mean, the match building up to it, it was, from a personal point of view, it was quite an emotional week family-wise.
Yeah.
My mum was admitted to hospital,
and
she never came home. And you go to a match thinking that it's an escape.
Yeah.
And your team could give you a bit of respite. And I used to work at the ground. I used to work at United, and I didn't go to the game. I went as a fan with my dad. And when you get spanked 3-0 and you're like, whoa, this for me, from a family point of view and a football point of view, it was a low point. And I was on the floor, was really angry, really upset. And I just seen a TV camera and I went in front of it.
Yeah. And the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history, yeah.
The rest is history, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you ever think, though, since that point there, United would be dwindling 10 years deep? Like, did you? Because sometimes you think to yourself, all right, bad season, but Van Gaal, Mourinho, a little bit of success on the Mourinho, Ollie, we thought we'd get some big optimistic feeling. Then obviously Ten Hag now, it's still a bit, my views on the manager. I'm sure we'll get yours in a bit, but did you think it would be this kind of mad though? Like,
No, I never thought it'd be this type of the way it went in the last 10 years. I mean, for me, I would have gone. I know I said Pep Guardiola, but maybe I've thought this over the time. Maybe United should have gone for a bit of a smoother transition. Maybe Ancelotti.
Yeah,
you would have bridged the gap. You would have.
Oh, actually, Mourinho at that point where I think
He wanted it. He wanted it.
But do you think Fergie what is his legacy? This is a very uncomfortable conversation here. You think Fergie wanted Mourinho to come in and almost not tarnish his legacy, but almost create a new dynasty so early on? I think he maybe wanted to give it to his little pal to be like, you know what, David Moyes, Scotsman. Imagine Mourinho came in after Fergie.
There was certain elements of the Man United boardroom who didn't want Mourinho, and at the time they voiced their opinions. And I think that played a matter into it as well.
Yeah,
he was very humble when they won in the Champions League at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And it was controversial
because he obviously did the celebration, didn't it?
Yeah, because he didn't celebrate, but he was very humble, and he's just saying and praising United, and it was like an audition, and he didn't get the job. But I think at the time, even Ancelotti was in favour after what he did at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He went out back to Italy, and he came back, and that might have been a smoother transition. Like, you're not won the league, but you would have at least consolidated and maybe got a top four and built for the following season. And but it wasn't to be. Like with when Van Gaal came in, we were all optimistic, weren't we? It was like yeah, okay, that's fair enough. And in his first season, we got a top four. The second season, we started to decline, and it was like draw.
That running theme, innit? Second season, innit? You know what I mean?
Second season syndrome.
Yeah. Every club, every manager.
Look at the parallels this year. It could be quite frightening. You could win an FA Cup, and within the hour, you could be sacked.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to him, man. Who knows where that might go this season? You don't know.
Yeah.
We live in a crazy football world now.
Yeah. You know what's mad, 2023, when you actually deep it, like, we was there, Carabao Cup, you know what I mean? Great day.
Yeah, emotional for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, it's not been the greatest end to 2023 for Ten Hag, man. The amount of losses, like, you know what's mad, with United fans? Like, I don't know, it maybe hits me all the time, but do you reckon there's a feeling of, like, acceptance of where we are right now? Like, do you think the fan base have almost accepted the fate of where United are? Or do you think that burning desire to win is still there with the fan base? Or
I think the fan base, it's still within there waiting.
Yeah.
But it's not within this team.
No.
And I am sick of tolerating the excuses and the pathetic performances over the last few months.
Yep.
And over previous years as well. And some have been moved on, and some are still there. And some are trying. Like I say, there's an element, in my opinion, of certain players, big names, who are only for themselves. And there's a few there. Like, they could have been moved on last summer, and they didn't, and they decided to stay. And like I say, other players have been moved on again now, from what I've heard in the last few days. Promising youngsters who are getting moved on. And they're bypassing, and certain players that are getting more game time and favouritism. And Ten Hag said something last week about Donny van der Beek with certain guarantees, players getting guarantees about playing time, talking to agents, and that was a big thing to say.
Yeah.
So, like I say, for me this season, the youngsters have been the only shining light because they've shown the elite professionalism and put the seniors to shame.
That's the common theme, innit? Like, the players, like, you know what it is with me with the players? It's like, there's a few favourites that I like, but most of them, you're kind of like, I've just had enough of them, man. Like, you know the names I'm talking about. Like, most of the seniors have just kind of almost like, you lot have had so many chances here. You lot have had so many opportunities here. And it's same old.
Yeah.
You lot. And it's like, you know what I mean? How much more can you do? That's why I'm like, this summer. But the problem is, though, we've given a lot of contracts to half of these lot. So then it's like, how you get rid of them now? You know what I mean? Because they're on big wages.
That's the way with the new regime comes in. Look, if they pull the trigger
on
the manager, then you've got to pull the trigger on some of them players as well. It's not fair. You cannot be rewarded for failure. Constant reward for failure. It's not the Man United way. I mean, I know it's the previous regime, but we like I say, personally, I wanted Qatar.
Yeah.
But we're stuck with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos. I mean, to me, like they've got a history of success in sport, but from a cycling point of view, maybe F1. But I don't see it in a football sense. Nice are doing a little bit okay this season. So just suppose Nice win the French league or get in the Champions League, and we squeeze, we won't get in. Mind you, the same scenario will befall Man City.
Yeah.
With Girona.
Yeah, Girona. Yeah.
So
Listen, I'm watching
get
them,
out
yeah,
of that
I'm
one,
like,
Pep.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? If they both finish in the Champions League, get out of that one.
Yeah, it's true. You know what's mad, yeah? I kind of have not changed my mind about this whole Sir Jim Ratcliffe situation, but I feel like for me, it's one of them where if I keep sulking about we've not got Qatar, you know, where are we going to go?
Can you blame the fan base for no lack of trust, though?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
I said this the other week on a podcast. The Jim Ratcliffe interview, when it comes out, it'll be so watered down.
Yeah.
It will taste like water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It will be watered down to the most. Like
Yeah.
you go for a pint in a pub.
Yeah.
And you expect the best. And
You get the froth.
you get the froth, yeah. This is like the drip tray, mate. This is like, we're going to get fed drips, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's going to be controlled
Yeah.
interviews, and like, you can't ask the right questions. Like, I mean, and it'll be through that. I saw little pictures last week.
Yeah.
Something's already been recorded.
He's spoken to the fans.
He's I think that, I don't know about the fans, mate.
Well,
but
yeah, I don't know.
He was speaking to Johnny Evans, his missus.
Oh yeah.
TV.
She's Man United.
Yes,
TV.
but I seen this picture there. Well, when she's interviewing Sir Jim Ratcliffe, so there's something already been done.
Yeah.
And you can see it clear as day. There's an interview been done there, even
Yeah.
if it's like 5-7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was sucking up to him, like, you know what I mean, like the feel good factor. Wow, yeah, come on. Power.
It's almost as if you've got to
style.
be optimistic straight away, kind of like almost like, you know, warm him in and whatnot. But reality is everyone's got to still be cautious of what control do they have. You know what I mean? In terms of
You have an entitlement to be cautious and not trust.
yeah, because overseeing them is the Glazers still. That's what people got to realise. My thing is about the football structure. I just want footballing people in. Get this Myrtle guy out. Get this, you know, whoever's in there that's been there before. Get them out. Fresh people in. Dan Ashworth, Paul Mitchell. Get proper footballing people in, and let's start from there.
Give it 12 months before the clashing in the boardroom.
Sorry?
I give it 12 months before the clash.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Within the year, there'll be boardroom clashes. You watch.
Yeah.
And it'll seep out.
Because of the fact that Jim hasn't got that much control, and then he thinks, you know what, because you know what you got to remember, this could be a gentleman's agreement. You know, they could easily say, yo, listen, we're gonna give you control, but you know, it might not be to what you think and whatnot. Like, yeah, I could
I've
probably
heard that
say
they could accept a bid from anybody, and he's got to sell with them.
where there you go.
So
All got the final say. You may do all of this background checks and whatnot, but if that don't mean that, you know, it commercially works within our favour, then Glazers will be like, hold on a minute, nah, not for us. You know what I mean? And then you got the Ten Hag thing as well in terms of, do they see him as a long-term man? You know what I mean? Are they finding out if he's available? Do you think his job is under pressure? You know what I mean? Do you think for me, you know, because I look at him, for me, I think it's a matter of when, not if he gets sacked.
Well, I
job.
will be critical of some of his decisions in team selections and some of his comments.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
Dropping Varane for the Manchester derby tactic.
Yeah.
As well, Kobe Mainu, I took him off for tactical.
Yeah.
Then half an hour later, he went knackered.
Yeah.
So, what's going down there? So,
Yeah.
and I mean, the Bournemouth game rattled me. I've never seen a Man United side in the space of my 40 years going to Old Trafford just give up like that. Absolutely gutless, clueless, and spineless. I say, I stayed and they walked round, and I say Bruno Fernandes clocked me with Ireland.
Yeah.
and I'll be honest, I told him what I thought of him.
Yeah.
I mean, not
But you're honest,
let's
though.
say not Ireland, but and then Bruno come out with the apology later.
Yeah,
But the booze around the ground, everyone's but your apologies don't wash anymore, mate. You know, it's like even after the Forest game, everybody was quiet.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Keep it that way.
Yeah.
So, like you say, and you see the two differences between Nottingham Forest and the team huddle. You see what Gibbs was like. They don't want to be here.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying. They don't want to be here, and that's what I'm gonna say. That's commitment. And I say and that was fair play to Nottingham Forest. They've got that mentality.
But that's psychological though. It's weak, when you deep.
That's a togetherness, mate. That United players have not got.
Not got.
They may show it. Oh, Aston Villa, we'll do it for 90 minutes. And that was like the old days, mate. The place, Old Trafford was bouncing. I loved that. But I knew it's like, I know now I can switch off at a football and just watch a game. And I'm not wasting my breath on these players. I'll praise when I want to praise and I'll be critical when I want to critical. Because they're just not worth it. But that Bournemouth game rattled me, and it shows what they are.
Yeah.
Because they can bottle it when they want to, and they can turn it on when they want to.
Do you think psychologically with these players, like it's almost like you can't back them too much anymore because you know they're gonna always let you down? Is that where it's become now? Because I feel like for me, most of the fan base is like we've got so much inconsistent players, but it's also the fact that we can praise them one week, but then it's the next week it's back to square one. It feels like it's Groundhog Day every single time. It feels like we win a game, like we win against Villa, we lose to Nottingham Forest. Like, I think this weekend we'll win against Tottenham, but then we'll lose against Wolves. That's what I feel like for me right now. Yeah. It's like every single moment, it's like we win one, there's too many setbacks for me. And that comes down to coaching, but also comes down to these players just not having accountability.
Yeah, I thought losing the FA Cup final last year would really rattle him.
Yeah.
And, and to take your mantle off you, as City did, and won their treble.
Yeah.
And let's say Ten Hag, he made them watch it. He made them players watch them lift the cup.
Yeah.
And if that's not motivation for this season, I don't know what was.
Yeah, yeah.
Because me and you, we saw them beat Newcastle and win the League Cup.
Yeah.
And they sort of fizzed out after it. They struggled.
Yeah.
And they limped over the line.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it ever since.
Since that day, it's Man United have just been.
I mean, the only hope I've got is maybe the end of this season is how we played the first 3 months.
Yeah.
From like January to like February, December to February.
Yeah.
We beat some teams. We play some football.
Yeah.
1 game a week. We have a cup run. We go far. The draw the next round is favourable.
Yeah.
We have to see what goes down in Groove Town with the other teams. Big guns can drop out, and we see where we are. Because I say we don't want to be on the end of a giant killing. No. It wouldn't surprise me.
No. If we are that's called
mate, if
fold the club.
If that happens with Newport or Eastleigh, then it's time to take up another sport. I'll be watching snooker over Christmas.
Watching darts.
And the darts is 10 times better.
Yeah.
It's less stressful.
No, it's less stressful. Anything watching another United, like it's just less stressful, man. Like anything. That's why I'm watching La Liga now more often now. Like La Liga's quite entertaining at the minute.
I've been watching non-league, like local teams. Like, and you say,
listen, Stockport are top of League 2.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Say I've been watching Droylsden in the amateur league.
Yeah.
And they're doing all right.
Play better football than United.
Well, for £6 you're getting entertainment. £6 you're getting goals, you're getting commitment, and you're getting decent crowds.
Crowd,
they're playing in the local league. And I tell you what, they've got more art than half of them Man United players.
You know what? Let me ask you a question, Andy. How many players would you keep in the squad? If you're being honest, 2024, we're having a summer clear out. How many players are you keeping? Because it's rather better to focus on who you keep rather than who you're going to sell.
Well, for the start, keep the youngsters.
Okay, let's forget the youngsters then. Garnacho, Ahmad, Kobe, them lot.
Hojlund,
Hojlund, okay,
them. Yeah. I would keep Unana. I would keep him.
Yeah. Still focused on him.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Not like Nuruddin.
Yeah.
Nuruddin's like done with him.
Yeah, and I keep the other lads. Well, you got to give him a chance. The Turkish keeper.
Yeah.
I would sell some big guns, like say I would Luke Shaw, Delo maybe as well.
Yeah.
Lindelof.
Sure, still 10 years, man. I'm just tired of the conversations with him. But I suppose
with midfielders as well like you say, McTominay. You could easily with that. You could get 180 million between McTominay, Harry Maguire, like I say, and Delo. You could move on. Striker-wise,
Yeah.
like I say, I'm personally finished with Marcus Rashford.
Okay.
I'm personally finished with him.
What is it about? What
I think it was that Newcastle game, and he's like, you hear rumours of, like, say, the Manchester Derby, going out partying after the derby. Look, it's your birthday, that's fair enough. But you've been a Red, and now you grew up being a United fan, and you even said it on an interview with Gary Neville. It's Man City, and it's like it really upsets you, and you go out partying after a derby. Like I say, I stand on the fence, mate. It won't. The kids may cry because they all love Marcus Rashford, and you know what I mean. But if he was sold, it would by Ineos, it would make a major intent. It would send out a signal to these players like you're not just there for the money. I mean, he's not always on a big contract now, but you could command up to 70, 80 million for him. And like you say, if Mbappe's going to Real Madrid, if PSG come calling, just, you know what I mean?
that is a good question because they'll be looking at the next one to come in. And
So yeah, if Marcus Rashford is moved on, I'll be quite satisfied with that. You've got Hojlund, maybe get another striker in to replace him, and you build for the future because he's like 3 out of 4 seasons not delivering. It's not acceptable, mate.
another player that obviously could not be leaving is Anthony Martial. What would you do? Because we got 6 months left of his contract, right? Apparently his agent went to Turkey, apparently last night, and apparently it could be a situation. Fabrizio's come out this morning and said there's no direct links to anyone. He's not going anywhere for now. Sell him January, but we only got Hojlund, or keep him, but that you don't really have much use because the manager's kind of almost... I don't know what the word is.
I don't think he'll play again this season. That's what personally... You was there at the Bournemouth game, weren't you? When Hojlund come on after 56 minutes.
The cheers was
the
mad.
cheers, the booing, get off.
Yeah.
Like the Newcastle game in the League Cup.
Yeah.
He's like a spy balloon. All he done was hover and observe.
Yeah.
That's all he was doing. Just hover. You could take him out with a missile and he'll, you know what I mean? You won't notice. Like the spy scandal from last year.
But it's crazy though, Andy, that he was the main guy last season for manager.
And now he's ill. He's ill.
But is he ill?
I know, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So what is it? Is it your pride, Benny, or have you got a winter bug? So I'm just not buying it anymore. Do you know? I see more from Martial's kid on the last day of the season with a kick around when he done the lap of honour.
Yeah.
His kid done 2 cracking goals. He had the pace.
Yeah.
And his kid's about 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
His kid did more last season than Martial.
Yeah.
And that was fun. I enjoyed that. The kick around at the end of the season.
Yeah,
everybody was applauding. Everybody.
But he got injured after that, though, didn't he?
Yeah. He got injured, like you say, and he missed the FA Cup final.
But you know what it is, though? The best ability is availability. That's what they say in football. But this season, though, he's actually not been injured. You know, that's the craziest thing about it. He's actually been available, not injured. But the problem is the manager, just for some reason, is now favouring Hojlund, which obviously Hojlund's now suffering a little bit with the lack of goals and whatnot. But he is showing up every week. I just don't get it.
Turned up Monday night, mate. Look, it's going to come for him. I've seen everybody. It was good. Like you say, it was good he's getting the chances and he's not putting them in. But
I think he's a natural goal scorer.
I think he will be. He's only 20 years old. He's raw talent.
Yeah.
Look at Harry Kane when he was young.
Yeah.
And the commentators on Monday, Ali McCoist and Sam Matterface.
I didn't really hear the commentator because obviously I was doing a watch on.
Really laying into the poor lad. I mean, expect nothing else from Sam Matterface, like who is, like say, a talk sport wannabe. Who's a Man City fan, and he lives in Manchester, and all his relatives are Chelsea. So I expect Ali McCoy should know better. You know, like you're going in. I really like him. But you're going in on him at the same time, Ali. Yeah. So you had a good commentator, but man, you know, just lay off the lad. Like you say, every confidence, you know what I mean? Why don't you go and criticise Marcus Rashford? Why don't you criticise Anthony Martial? Lay off the lad.
Yeah.
You mean United should have gone, should have bought him? United, he was told, he asked, I want to leave, and Atlanta said, you can go for 50 million. Man United come in, we ain't paying anything over 60. But okay, if you're that daft and dumb, well, okay, we'll take. We'll negotiate. We got 70 million. I say United should have got Harry Kane.
Yeah,
that would have been.
We should have got 2 strikers in.
Yeah, because that would have been like Vader passing it down to
Luke
Skywalker.
I feel like for me, we prioritised the wrong signings maybe, because I look at the Mason Mount one. I look at it overpaying for Anthony. I feel like the whole 10 years
of it now, we could have got a Mount for free this summer.
For free. And
that's 75 million you could have used to get Harry Kane.
That's crazy, I literally I think his birthday was yesterday, yeah. And I was like, yo, is he still a United player? Like, I genuinely forgot, because I'm just like, where's this guy, man? Like, I get he's injured, but I just like, that's what I'm saying in terms of because he had injuries at Chelsea, you know that, man.
Yeah, I remember I was watching your podcast on Monday, and he's like, with Noradin, and he said something about his image rights.
There you go. He's got a good PR team.
He's got a PR team, and he wanted the number 7 shirt.
Yeah.
And he was a big Ronaldo fan.
Big Ronaldo fan.
So
and that idea of maybe getting better sponsors and better packages, he's going to get at United. So
to me, that's modern day football.
Yeah, it is.
Too much money, a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah.
Image is everything. I get that, but let's say 20 years ago, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, the only person we had was Bex.
Bex, yeah.
That was it.
And I watched the Netflix documentary. You can tell that, Bex.
Yeah. And before that, it was Georgie Best. That was
yeah.
So that say now it's image is everything, and it's unfortunate the way football's gone. I mean, I seen a TikTok this morning.
Yeah.
It's like this guy over the last 10 years, football has lost its popularity.
Yeah.
It's not as entertaining anymore.
Yeah.
It's too technical. You can't enjoy everything now with VAR and all.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you go to a game to enjoy. You can't celebrate a goal. You have to verify it. It has to go through. It has to get dissected.
VAR is just.
It has to get dissected like CS.
That's why it's good. The FA Cup.
You know what I mean?
As much as I didn't like, you know what I mean, like the decisions were sometimes a bit weak, but I like the fact that there was no VAR in the FA Cup for half of the games, because it was like you just watch the game. No,
I think it's a bit hypocritical when there's VAR in a Premier League match.
I know.
Or say a lower league side will play a Premier League side, then there's VAR there. Yet you can quite easily go to a lower league ground who has, say, a former Premier League ground and can hold a VAR and can cameras.
Yeah.
And yet the rules state it's not there.
It's only for Premier League clubs.
So it's a bit two-faced. It's a bit two-faced.
I think that's what comes down to the fairness of the game.
I remember a couple of years ago when Man City were playing at Swansea. They were 2-0 down at half time.
Yeah.
And Swansea were denied a clear Stonewall penalty.
I remember.
And,
when Dan James were there, wasn't he?
Yeah, and they come back in the second half and won 3-2. And if I was at that ground, and it was a former Premier League ground, Big Steve would agree with it.
Yeah.
If I was implemented and the rules were there, they would have got that that pen,
Facts.
maybe score. Facts, but it's one rule for one rule for the other. It's got to be a level playing field. If you're having VAR everywhere, you got to have it in the FA Cup at lower league ground.
Yeah.
You can easily have a camera connected up to a trailer and have it all sending back, and there's a camera, there's a TV there. And what have you seen? This, that, the other. It's wrong.
Yeah.
And I would say, you're not going to see VAR between Ipswich and Maidstone in the FA Cup.
True.
So, but you won't have it against Eastleigh or Newport against Man United.
No.
But if there's a replay at Old Trafford, it's at Old Trafford.
It's at Old Trafford, yeah.
So,
no, it don't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No.
It's wrong and it needs to be rectified.
2024, Andy, what's your wishes for United?
Play some football, beat some teams, show some pride. And play like you want it. Like the sign says, play like you mean it.
Play like you mean it, yeah.
At Fulham, I'm just sick of it. 1 week we're happy, next week, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're bipolar.
Man United will ruin your weekend even when they're not playing.
Yeah.
Because something's
around the corner, yeah. Something's happening all the time.
Bruno on Monday night, it was a Stonewall Penny at Talk Sport were like going yesterday. Oh, shouldn't he be banned?
No way.
Yeah, it's like that. Shouldn't he be banned? Like, you know what I mean? Investigate him. Oh God.
But for you know what it is though? I just don't get the over analysis on these things. Yeah, for me it was a bit soft and whatnot, but the over analysis on United. But that's what Man United do though. They create
Liverpool played a week before, went through on goal.
Yeah.
And he couldn't put the ball in, Jota,
Yeah.
and he still went down.
Yeah.
So nothing mentioned on that.
No.
Because it's Bruno and Man United.
Yeah.
Oh man, firing squad.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Your French Revolution. execute him. So that's the mentality of the British media.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, but that's what they hate the Dod.
I hate the Dod, never ignored it.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
Simon Jordan come out. Why are we always talking about Man United? Okay, Simon Jordan, why are you on a radio station which you endorse and promote? Why are you talking about it then?
Yeah.
Because it's an agenda and you got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
So if you're slagging us, why don't you be very critical of what's Newcastle's form or Chelsea? Who are absolutely blowing money left, right, and centre and having a crap season. But no, we ruined a lot of childhoods.
Yeah.
And now it's their payback. You know what I mean? We scarred a generation, and do you know what? Long may it continue.
That's true.
Because if we do it again, the next generation will be scarred in the future.
That is a big wish, man. If United can somehow.
Because if you tolerate this, then your children.
But we
will
also
be
deserve
next.
it, man.
Like the song goes, yeah, your children will be next. The next generation will be scarred by the new Man United in the future, and I hope it does.
And I hope, 100%. I hope for everyone's
Whether
sake,
it's
man.
5, 6, 7 years down the line, there'll be another generation scarred.
Now we got Man City, Liverpool just going toe to toe. We was in the car before. You were like, and I'll say to you, what's the best scenario for you? City win the league or Liverpool win the league? And I'm still, I don't know what to do, man. It's just crazy. That's why I was hoping Arsenal would do something, but they're bottle jobs, man.
Two bad neighbours.
Yeah, two bad neighbours.
Like,
who would you have win the league?
I'd rather have records equal than them surpassed. So I lived through the 80s, mate. I've seen Liverpool win league titles.
Yeah.
So it won't bother me one bit. I've got friends who are Liverpool fans. And say I've got friends who are City fans. But to go 4 in a row, it's never been done. Even, say, the great Arsenal side in the 20s. Huddersfield did it 3 in a row. That's not... City played Huddersfield last week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've got 3 stars.
Yep.
They had 3 stars before Man City had 3 stars.
Yeah.
Long ago.
All legit as well.
So all legit, not bought. You know what I mean? So to win 4 in a row is something special, and it's never been done in England. So maybe Aston Villa could do it. Be all right, that, wouldn't it? All right. You know what I mean? All right, up the Villa. But everybody, it'd be something like a Leicester City, something.
Yeah. But you know what it is with that? I just think for me, it just shows you where United have been now, because it's like we're having to watch other teams. It's about time United this summer get a grip and proper.
I do.
It's time for us to stop watching other people.
I do think Sunday though, United, it's with the way the Premier League fixes are in the next 2 weeks, and the way the teams are playing each other, it's the last chance to look at the top 4, maybe close the gap a bit.
It's tough, And do you reckon we're making this top 4?
No, I don't. But if we win Sunday, we're only 6 points off the top 4.
Yeah.
And we're not. I'm looking at.
Let me look at the league actually.
You say Arsenal are on 40 points.
Yeah.
You say even they're panicking now. They might not make the top 4. They were crying on Sunday. They were top of the league 2 games ago. 3
Liverpool
games
are
ago.
top. Aston Villa 2nd. Man City 3rd. Arsenal 4th. And Tottenham 5th. West Ham still in 6th. 7th Brighton. We are 8th in the league. We're currently on 31 points. We are 8 points behind Tottenham. We can close a gap to 5. If they win, it's going to be 11.
I say if they beat us at Old Trafford, it's gone.
11
It's gone. But
can you believe that? 11 points if they win.
yeah,
11.
it is a bit crazy because last season it was reversed, wasn't it? We finished a good 12, 15 points ahead of Tottenham. They didn't make the 60 bracket, did they?
Yeah.
They stuttered near the end and it just fizzed out.
And they're 5th, by the way, guys. They're 5th. So it's not as if we're catching West Ham and Brighton. We're catching Tottenham. And that's why, for me, this is a 6-pointer. I know it sounds crazy saying that, but it's almost as if, we catch them up or we fall away. And it's
this is what it is now. It's 1 game a week.
1 game a week, yeah.
Rest, train, recuperate,
Yeah.
learn your strengths, learn your opponent's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. They bought a couple of signings, Werner and Dragonston. I mean, they'll be obviously maybe playing for the game. Werner, it'd be funny if
Werner, you know what I mean? I've seen some of the shots and some of the memes over the years.
But it'd be funny though.
He had more shots than Tupac. You know what I mean? He took more shots than Tupac. I've seen that meme against Real Madrid. That miss against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Champions League. So,
But it'd be funny though if he comes in, and actually scores and we didn't want him as well. Like it'd be crazy. It would just be like United for him to come in, have an unbelievable debut, and then it's like it just shits
out.
on
He fizzes out.
and then he fizzes out after, yeah. They bought in Dragonston, so they've got a couple of sides. Van der Ven might be available for them, but they have got a weakened team. They've got no Basuma to AFCON, no Sarr, no Madison, no Son. Like
Maybe it's a good time to play him.
it is, but that's what I'm saying. Like if we don't beat this Tottenham team, oh my God! Like I just honestly,
If we look at it from a Tottenham point of view as well, I mean, your mate who does the Tottenham,
yeah.
Not rants, is it?
Expressions.
Expressions. They're looking at like, we can press. They're playing Man City in the FA Cup as well.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They can make a big statement in the next few weeks for them.
Yeah.
They beat us and they beat Man City.
Yeah.
Because last season, they lost to Sheffield United, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
And their season fell apart in the FA Cup.
Fell apart.
And they like Europe as well. So they lost to AC Milan. So
Yeah.
it's amazing what a couple of games can make or break your season.
Yeah. Our Old Trafford record, though, hit and miss this season. Against the top six, we've won against Chelsea, and then we've lost to City.
But our form last season was pretty good.
Pretty good.
So if United could reconnect that form between now and the end of the season, like you say, beat the big teams,
Do you think
you might get buy you some time?
Yeah. Do you think with the atmosphere, though? Because you know what it is with the Aston Villa atmosphere? It felt like Ten Hag's job was on the line. And it was like one of them where the atmosphere, everyone was behind the team and the atmosphere was bouncing. You think with the atmosphere now with this Tottenham game, it could be a bit kind of like, not mellow, but do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it won't have that kind of same oomph. And that could be a... I know it's crazy to think atmosphere
Ratcliffe's going to be there, isn't he?
He's going to be there.
He won't walk on the pitch, would he?
No, definitely not, mate.
But,
Ratcliffe's going to be there. And that's the one where, that's what I'm saying, Ten Hag.
Cameras will be, like say, it'll be a big game and it'll be on
Super Sunday.
Super Sunday R4. So
Yeah.
it's going to be the eyes of the world are going to be, I wouldn't say it's a sackable game, but say...
you know what, I'm not going to lie to you. To have 10 losses, though, and 10 wins, and then a 1 draw, I think for me...
It's unacceptable, mate.
It's unacceptable.
I mean, you could accept the away form if you won your own games. You know what I mean? We could have been on like, I would say out of them defeats, or 3 of them Old Trafford or avoidable.
Yeah.
Like with the Brighton game and Crystal Palace. Like you say, if you win them, so you're in the top 4 race.
Yeah.
So you like you say, you're not challenging for the league, but you're in the top 4 race. So it's like you say. I don't know.
It could be the El Sacico. It could be the El Sacico.
I don't know about the El Sacico, but he's we could have the worst points total than a couple of seasons ago.
Crazy, man.
You know,
like I said, we got
we finished on 50. Was it 58 points?
58 points last season. Yeah.
The season before last. So
I think we scored 58. I think it might have been actually. Let me check.
If it wasn't for West Ham beating
we finished
Brighton,
on 75.
We would have been in Europa Conference.
Yeah. We finished on 75 points last season.
And the season
but we scored 58 goals.
So it's 58 points the previous season.
Yeah. But this season, like I said to you, we have got, we're on 31 points.
Yeah, we've got Tottenham, Wolves, West Ham, Fulham. Then beyond that, like I said, in between that is an FA Cup game. There's a Manchester derby in March as well.
Yeah.
So if you... get a game, get a little winning run, get a run going.
Yeah.
Get some points on the board. Football can change. It can change in the world of football. I mean, look at Arsenal 3 games ago, the top of the league. Now
Top at Christmas,
and now they're all crying they want Arteta out.
Yeah.
So I just think it's laughable. So,
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of games down the line, and I know it's a tall order.
Would you sign anyone, by the way, in January? Or do you think for me, put the
I would, but who'd you sign? There's nobody available. But it's like, why are you letting out Hannibal go out on loan?
Yeah, you weren't happy with that. I was talking in the car briefly. You weren't happy with Hannibal possibly to leave it. I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't really rate him that much, but you think he's not been given a fair opportunity, or do you just think...
I don't think he's been given a fair opportunity. I mean, I remember that game he came on.
Fulham,
Fulham, even the Brighton game.
The
Brighton game, he did more in 17 minutes at Scott McTominay.
Burnley as well, he was good.
Then Scott McTominay did in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
He scored, he ran back, and Scott McTominay's like, yeah. Scott McTominay survives another scare. And it's, like I say, mate, Scott McTominay does 4 or 5 games good, and the
Yeah.
rest of the season he goes missing.
Goes missing. Yeah.
So like, I mean, why didn't we cash in and get 50 million for him from Fulham? In a sort, you know, you could West Ham offered a combined 60 million for both him and Maguire.
Yeah.
And maybe that was the player's choice to stay. I mean, look, Amrabat's not worked out as well.
No.
And it's head scratching. It's really
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed that Hannibal's going with a view to maybe signing in the summer to Sevilla and like I say even go maybe going Palestra.
Yeah, there's a lot of players like youngsters. Isaac Hansen.
They've put the seniors to shame when they've come on though.
Isaac Hansen's not really. He's not too happy with his kind of maybe games and whatnot. I spoke to a player, like I said to you, on
Off the
Instagram.
record.
I spoke to a player on Instagram. We follow each other. He plays for United. He plays for the under-18s, but. And I just said to him, I encouraged him, just keep your head up, man. But you can tell he's a bit frustrated. He wants a bit of game time.
It's a small world when you know somebody, but in a big world, innit?
Yeah.
I know a few people who work at Man United. I was talking to somebody in the queue last night, doing shopping, and he works at the Man United Museum. And I asked him, and he said that what's the feeling like inside the place? And he went, it's not good.
No,
it's not good, and that's from a person who works in a museum.
Yeah.
And I was talking in Ashton, doing shopping with me missus.
Yeah.
Shopping stuff, getting stuff, and I'm talking to somebody who works for the club and who's in the museum tour.
Yeah. Is it more just anxiety of where the club's going and the direction, and maybe people losing their jobs because there's a lot of cuts in the.
Oh yeah, you know what? I saw an article last week with Andy Mitten, brilliant article.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best out there, and the players coming out with. I can understand people who work behind the scenes, worried about the takeover, but United players are worried about the futures with the takeover. Come on, man, that is tosh. What's it got to do with you? What goes on upstairs? You're a professional footballer.
Get on with the game.
Get on with the game, because you don't get this at any other football club in the world.
Yeah.
Than Man United, where the fan base wants to kill each other.
Yeah.
The players, I would say, the bond between the players, excuse me, and the fans is broken, and it can be repaired and broken again. So, like you say, we're all in this together. I mean, I saw the Christmas treat for Boxing Day. Luke Shaw, stick with us.
Yeah,
stick with us on that. And I thought, you two-faced twat. Sorry, man. So, like you say,
yeah.
Stick with us.
They use a lot of these buzzwords to kind of get.
Yeah, stick with us. Now, you know what? As I say, I can switch off now. It applies to the younger generation. I get that. Stick with us. But the older generation, like I say, we're onto him.
Yeah.
We're on, most of that United fan base are onto him.
Yeah.
And you will get the players whose fans who back the player more than they back the club. We've seen it over the years. So it's just the way it is with the world of modern day society. They'll back the footballer more than the club.
Yeah. Give me your prediction for Tottenham.
I'm going to go 2-1 United.
2-1 United. I'm going to go 2-1 as well. I think United would just about scrape a win. But then again, it's like Groundhog Day again after that. It's like, we win that game. Can we build on it?
I said this on the paddock the other week. Game by game. Don't get stressed out. Just watch the game. Try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you get...
Are you there, by the way?
I'm there Sunday, yeah. And if you get a run going, who knows? Let's see what the next few weeks bring. There's the FA Cup.
Yeah.
What happens on that fourth round weekend, it may give you a future where you want to go as well in the FA Cup. Because if big guns go out, it's a little bit crystal clearer.
Yeah, facts. Absolutely. Listen, people, man, that has been episode 3 of Saeed's Corner. Andy, it's been a pleasure, honestly. Thanks for coming on. Normally it's therapy hour, but today's been a bit chilled out. You know what I mean? Proper deep dive into Man United. Proper, you know what I mean?
Yeah, lack of sleep for both of us, isn't it?
Yeah. Literally, I've had 4 hours sleep.
I've had 2.
2 hours sleep. But here, if that don't get no likes on the video, that's crazy.
Like and share the video, people.
There you go. Like and share. Subscribe to the channel. Andy's not got a channel. He's got a channel. You've got a channel, but you just...
I know. I haven't got the confidence to do it. And
it's crazy you say that, but then you're a natural on here.
I'm a natural, maybe, like I say, but I'm more of a moment guy.
Yeah.
I like to keep, like say, this is like this is just fun for me.
Yeah.
And I like it's respite it's an escapism from the outside world.
Yeah.
And when you got a normal job and work 9 to 5, and that's it.
And then watch a bit of Marvel.
I don't sit in a bedroom.
When you go to the
I
Marvel
don't sit in a bedroom and I don't scream bloody Nora and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't do that. I go to the games.
Yeah, simple. And then when you go to the Marvel as well, Marvel coming up this weekend.
Yeah, there's a Marvel con coming up as well. Yeah,
There you go.
Comic-Cons are my escape as well.
There you go. There you go, people. But listen, people, man, I hope you've enjoyed the video. This has been episode 3 of Saeed's Corner. Please like the video. Shout out to Podloud for hosting us again. Nice set, isn't it? You like it?
Nice setup, this, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Cantona shit behind
Cantona there as well. Got legends in the building. You know what I mean?
Through kick as well, it's right there, man. I remember that night.
Imagine Cantona as well in this United team. Bloody hell, mate. We'd be winning trophies, wouldn't we?
He'd be doing some kung fu kicking in that dressing room.
On that bombshell, we're going to wrap it up. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're out. Peace.